What up, everyone? It's Saturday.
A nice warm Saturday.
Beautiful. It's like 4 or 5 degrees outside. Snow is melting.
In Canadian terms, that's actually pretty hot for all you American
4
people.
degrees Celsius. 4 degrees Celsius.
Not Fahrenheit, Celsius.
Essentially, it's hoodie weather outside, man.
Yeah.
You can wear your sweats, your Adidas sweats, or your Nike Tech sweats, and nice hoodie. Even wear the fitted. You don't even need to wear the toque today. You can rock the fitted.
I say you can wear a fat farm tracksuit.
I pulled out the sneakers last night too, man. It was beautiful, man.
I think I have a fat farm tracksuit somewhere. I think, at home I have one in my closet.
No, I don't have a fat farm.
Fat farm.
I was actually talking about this the other day with one of my friends. You know, like the baby fat farm, and like how like the Juicy Couture and all that shit. Just how like ridiculous those tracksuits looked.
Hey, mine was all suede.
The velour.
No, it wasn't suede. It was velour. Yes, velour. That's the one I had. Yeah, I had all velour.
Oh man,
that thing was silky smooth.
Yo, we had the worst, like the worst style. Yo, 6XL tees.
The franchise boys started that.
Oh man, shout out my boy Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, tell him. Hey, he's a living legend. Because of Donk, he kissed me through the phone. Shout out to Keem, because I know he hates them. He hates Soldier Boy.
Oh boy.
But I know he gonna love that. Yeah, she got a dunk.
Let's introduce the podcast.
Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of two homies just kicking back, shooting the shit, and trying not to piss you guys all off.
So it's called Don't Be Mad.
So don't be mad, please. This week, it's a really nice week, man. You know, the weather started to warm up.
Yeah, weather's good.
You know, right now today, like we were saying, it's 4 degrees Celsius. It's beautiful. You know, the snow's melting. You can go outside in a nice light hoodie, feel good, get the nice cool breeze against your skin.
And it's still January too, so which is good.
Yeah.
Because we had a couple of Januaries and Februaries where it's,
well, considering how brutal the end of December and beginning of January was, where you're just experiencing minus 25 degrees Celsius and below, it was like, geez, thank God we got this turnaround.
Yeah.
I always say, if we can keep our negatives in the single digits, it's going to be a good winter.
Yeah.
But let's start the show.
What are we talking about today?
Today we got a lot of good topics, man. We got a lot of good topics, but we're going to start off with what had Twitter blowing up last week, the sex bots.
The sex bots?
Look. Ladies, let me just put it like this. For so long, you have been saying men are trash. And you know what? With all the stories that were coming out from Me Too, I completely understand and I agree. So, men, we just got to buy ourselves some sex bots and leave these women alone. And I don't know if you guys saw the sex bot that they're putting out. They're calling it the Thot-Bot 5000. You know, that's what the Twitter streets were calling it, the Thot-Bot 5000. Because, man, them silicone yeeks were popping. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, if that's how they're building the robots now, shit, I might have to invest.
He's got these girls out here worried.
No, this is good for the women, man. This is good for the women. Women just want to enjoy themselves. You know, they don't want to be harassed by men all the time. And men, you know, we don't want to put anybody in compromising positions. So now we just get the sex bots. Get the Thot-Bot 5000. You know what I'm saying?
Because now if we react to anything, it's like sexual harassment to anything.
Look,
like
they come in all heights, all shapes and sizes. You can get the ones that can speak, which I wouldn't get that one because why would I want to talk to a sex bot? I mean, it's a sex bot.
What if it wasn't the sex bot? And you had the option to pick a girl if she can speak or not, what would you pick?
Mute. The fuck out of here. If I want to talk to a woman, I will talk to an actual woman.
No, I'm talking an actual woman. If you had the choice to mute.
An actual woman?
Yes. Well, he gave you the answer there. If he has to debate it, if you have to debate it, that the answer is right there.
But I say this as a bit of a less social person.
Wow, that's a nice way of cleaning it up.
Who personally enjoys his alone time. I would thoroughly enjoy more quiet time. And I'll leave it at that.
Oh boy, I'm not helping you with this one, but okay.
I don't need no help. We getting the Thot-Bot out here, bruh.
Yeah, man. I was watching like the sex bot that they have. I'm like, huh. Now you have to think to yourself like, should I?
Hey, look.
But the prices is too much. I'm like,
yo, $7,000 for peace of mind. No.
That's like paying for like porn star quality sex. I'm like, nah.
Look, $7,000.
Nah, can't do it.
You put $7,000 down, lifetime warranty. You know what I'm saying? You could get her custom built the way you want her. It's literally your perfect woman, just minus the humanity. And look, women, they have male sex bots too. They made the fuckboy 5,000. So I mean, y'all got that too. So you got the Thot-Bot and the fuckboy. So
the Drake model.
I mean, shit. Y'all love you some Drake. I mean, if you want to get the one that talks, you know what I'm saying? Like
just shakes his hand and has a
get it custom made to look like Drake.
His line has his line up all the way to his eyebrows.
You know, you put some Marvin's Room on in the background, bing bang boom, it comes in the box, you're good to go, ladies. Everybody's winning. Everybody's winning.
How come women were more worried this week compared to the...
No, I think this is the greatest situation for all of us.
I think guys don't care about a girl having a sex bot or whatever.
No, of course not.
But girls care.
Open her drawer that sits right beside her bed right now and tell me what you see, okay? Like, come on. You know, we got pocket pussy and all of a sudden, like, we were getting attacked for that shit.
Because women, they judge themselves. Like, I'm losing out on him from a robot?
Don't judge me when you see a human-sized box coming out my doorstep, all right? Mind your business.
Well, guys, they say there's discreet delivery, so...
Yeah, the box is discreet, but I mean, the size of it, let's be honest here, it's going to be a pretty big box. I'm not getting no fucking 5'2" bot. I'm 6'5". She's got to be at least 5'9".
Oh,
at least.
Oh god, the sex bot thing was hilarious, man. All I saw was
women. You know how much bubble wrap that is? I'd have a field day.
A lot of women were. All I just remember is a lot of women getting scared, angry, making up excuses. And
man, all I know is it was fun times on the timeline. You know, until the fun police came along and. You know, all these women being like...
The fun police? That's what you call them?
The fun police. That's what we call them when they come through and start interjecting with their think pieces. And they're, all y'all broke. Y'all can't afford no sex bot. You're going to be shocked when you see who can afford them some sex bots. They're telling you they broke. They just didn't want to buy you nothing.
You think he's just buying Jordans? You think those are his last Jordans? No, he saved up for those Jordans. He's probably going to spend...
He was splitting them bills so he could get that Thot-Bot. Let me tell you right now.
Saving all those Jordan monies for that robot.
I'll sell me a couple Jordans if I can get me a Thot-Bot. Shit.
Oh man,
got me fucked up out here.
Oh man, what stupid these damn robots. But yeah,
hey man, this was the one futurist friendly thing I thought came out of it. You know, like Sophia had me scared because she was talking about kill all humans on some Ultron shit. But you know, then they brought the Thot-Bot and I was like, you know what? I think technology's going in the right direction.
Sophia with the Thot-Bot.
Do not put Sophia's mind in my Thot-Bot. Let me tell you that right now. Last thing I want to be doing is smashing some silicone pooms and then all I hear is kill all humans. You know how soft I'm going to get in that moment? Actually, probably not. I'll still finish. But you know how fucked up that's going to be?
Oh, man.
Scare the shit out of me. Next thing you know, the pussy just clamp up on me and I can't move.
Wait, the robot becomes self-aware now?
Oh, man. I ain't risking it. I ain't risking it. Don't put no CPU in my sex bot.
Oh my god.
Just put the motor in it. Just put the motor. I need that pussy to be yanking, bro. Oh, let's move along before we lose everybody.
The female audience is like, I can't stand him.
These goddamn chauvinists.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I just gave a commentary this time. Look, because I've been put on probation for like years for. If people don't know this, I used to make fun of sizable women.
No. No.
Back in the day. So I stopped. I stopped.
Because our next topic is... No, shut up. Moving on. Netflix got us all fucked up out here, man.
Oh, speaking of sizable women...
Jesus Christ, yes, I'm trying to save you, man. I'm trying to save you here.
I did it.
We are off the rails, people. We are off the rails.
Speaking, okay, Netflix.
Netflix done fucked around and disrespected our girl Monique, man. Yo, they really told her they want to give her a special for $500K.
$500K for Monique. She wanted to do a special.
For those of you who don't know who Monique is probably one of the most accomplished, proudest female comedians.
I wouldn't even say female comedians. I would say comedian period. Comedian period.
But I want to stress female black comedian.
Yeah.
She's been holding it down for at the very least 20, 25 years. She's been on some of the biggest stages. She's sold out Madison Square Garden. She won an Oscar for her acting. She's had countless amazing sitcoms, movie roles. When we look at comedians that set the bar, and not only set the bar, but are the example of this is how your career can go if you really focus on your craft and do your shit. Monique is one of those people that is held up there.
Yeah.
But we all know how Hollywood's been doing her. They've been blackballing her, treating her like shit.
Yeah, Monique's been blackballed for a couple of years now. More than 6 years.
And you know what? Netflix is just piling on the bullshit. How do you offer her $500K?
Oh, well, listen, this is how it's going. Monique was asking for Chris Tucker money. I'm like,
which
bitch, I'm like,
crazy.
I'm like, you must be on PCP and angel dust because.
But look, and
I know.
I say that with the understanding that I don't think Chris Tucker should have got Chris Tucker money for his special on Netflix.
Yeah, I guess you're going more off reputation with Chris Tucker because he's done a lot of good. Not Chris Tucker. What am I saying? Chris Tucker. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. Mess up Chris Tucker and Chris Rock.
But Chris Tucker, because Chris Rock doesn't have a special. I don't believe he has a new special on.
Well, Chris Tucker's got 40 million?
Or is he gonna have one?
Chris Tucker had a special. I'm not sure if it was on Netflix.
Chris Tucker had a special on Netflix. It was horrible.
Yeah, Chris Tucker
and he got paid the bag for it.
And same thing with
if Chris Rock did get a contract from Netflix, it's for a special he will be doing.
Okay, so Chris Tucker, yes. So it's Chris Tucker and Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer,
if I'm not mistaken, originally got 11 mil, but then she renegotiated for 13 million.
That was the worst thing on Netflix ever.
Her special was terrible as well.
It is the worst thing Netflix has ever put out.
But not really to do the comparisons, so to speak, but you kind of have to in this situation because when you look at someone like Chris Tucker, who hadn't been doing stand-up for years, did a small tour, and on that small tour, one of those dates, which I'm assuming they felt that was the best date, was recorded and put on the Netflix special. And then you have someone like Amy Schumer, who, at the time when she was doing her special, she was the big name in movies, she was a big new female face in comedy. So I can understand why, you want to get her on a special and put it out there because she's on a run.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is, these two people, when you compare them to what Monique has done in comedy and is currently doing in comedy, it's not even close. Monique is currently on tour. She's selling out her tours. And then on top of that, you look at everything she has done career-wise, to offer her $500K, that is the ultimate slap in the face to everything that she's done and earned. She's an Oscar winner. Show her some respect.
I think the thing is because they haven't seen Monique. Well, I personally haven't seen Monique. I know she has, her little tours, comedy stores, and all that kind of stuff she does. But I haven't seen Monique come out with anything like small specials in a long time.
Because most of the stuff that she's been doing is either the small club stuff or her tour, which, and I would have assumed with the Netflix special would have been one of her tour dates would have been picked up because they always film the tours. Even if it's not going to be on Netflix, most of the time these artists will just find a way to put it out themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she's filming every single tour date that she's on, and she would have had one of her best nights put out there on Netflix.
Probably, most likely.
And guaranteed it would have been amazing because her comedy is good. She's not one of those people that you're going to sit there and feel like you're not getting your money's worth, so to speak,
Yeah, the thing is, Yeah, like I said, the 500K was a low ball. That was extremely disrespectful.
I was saying at the very least they should have offered her 10.
I say 6 million for Monique because Monique hasn't been relevant in a long time. I haven't seen much from her.
I can't even say she hasn't been relevant because
she's been blackballed from acting.
And the reason I say it too, it's like, okay, you look at Dave Chappelle, and
yeah.
I'm looking at Dave Chappelle in this sense. For a while, he did essentially what most comedians do. You do the small clubs, you practice your material, then you go on a tour, and then when you go on tour, you essentially have one of your dates filmed, and you present it. Now, he gets $60 million from Netflix, but he's also given Netflix 4 specials, which is a pretty big feat considering he's given 4 specials in, a 1-2 year span, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like each special is its own original material. So if you have somebody who's on tour, they can do that. Monique is on tour, so clearly she's relevant. She's selling out, so that means she's relevant. So if you're going to give her a special, people will watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even to say like there's risk involved. Like what risk is involved with somebody who is currently selling out tour dates, And we know Netflix can do the advertising. Like you open the Netflix now and they're always showing you either something that just came out or something that will come out months from now or even a couple weeks from now, like the Cat Williams special. I was seeing them do that anytime it opened up. Cat Williams was there and they're saying the date that is coming out for weeks. It was like,
well, I don't know if Cat Williams can do that anymore though.
No, Cat Williams just had a special come out
on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix.
How old is the special though?
No, it's like this year.
Oh, I have no idea. No idea.
And
I think
you should watch it.
I think the standard right now is Kevin Hart. But Kevin Hart doesn't need Netflix. That's the thing. Netflix needs him more than anything.
Well, yeah, Kevin Hart doesn't need. Kevin Hart is a part of that mentality of you oversaturate till they don't watch you anymore. Which, I mean, shit, make your money, bro.
It's a good thing he made his money, and I think people still Jumanji's still making money, and that's the thing. That's the thing with Kevin Hart. He's keeping his name relevant in the media, even though he's not doing as much. Well, now he's acting a lot more and doing a little less comedy.
Well, yeah, because
now he's big now, but
and especially if The Rock is going to keep putting you in movies,
and he always switches up. One year he'll do more comedy than movies, and next he'll do. But he's always keeping his name relevant. The Rock does the same thing too. The Rock always some of the movies you might not like, but he keeps his name relevant in a lot of the stuff, so he's always making money. And that's what Monique wasn't doing. Yeah, she was blackballed from Hollywood, but the comedy world is different than Hollywood. That's one thing. You need a good agent. For that.
If you're blackballed from Hollywood, it's very hard, regardless of what the dynamic is, to get like that sponsorship, advertising, everything to put your name out there. Which is why to me, it's a credit to her that with everything Hollywood has been doing to stifle her, she's still going out there and doing her thing. You can't deny that she is literally putting in the work, doing what we know her to do, and doing it well. Mm-hmm. And the response is there because I can understand if like she's going on tour and like nights aren't selling, there's bad reviews and stuff like that, but like there aren't bad reviews to her shows. Like there's no controversy to her shows, like people are going, they're having a great time, and like her social media followership is there to show it. The fact that she's selling out is there to show it, and the fact that she's still doing what we've known her to be doing shows that, pay her what she deserves.
Well, Monique, this is all I can say. Get your money. I think the 500K was lowball, but you can't anything over 10 million. I personally don't think you deserve. 6 million is for me. At least get back in it. Do more shows. Do more TV stuff, and get back into it like you regularly used to. And then we can talk about it. Amy Schumer is someone that you are better than. Monique is better than Amy Schumer in every 100%. Single.
There's no question.
Amy Schumer is trash. Plus, Amy Schumer steals jokes. She's a joke thief. Everyone knows this. But this is why you don't see Carlos Mencia either, because they steal jokes. Amy Schumer, we haven't heard about Amy Schumer in a long time. You realize that?
When you put out a bad special, a couple bad movies.
Bad special, steal jokes. Same thing with what's his face, Dane Cook. You don't hear about. When was the last time you heard about Dane Cook?
I never.
Joke thief. This is why
I never got the appeal of Dane Cook.
He's not funny. He wasn't funny. That's the whole thing. And people see through it, and that's why I don't get it.
Swore by Dane Cook. I'm like, I don't get it.
These are comedians you need to listen to. Like, I would say Monique is funny. Not my favorite, but she's funny. Bill Burr I would pay any time to go see Bill Burr. Corey
Apparently
Holcomb.
He has another specialist supposed to be coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he does. That's good. He has his TV show F is for Family on Netflix. That's really good. Corey Holcomb. The reason why I like Bill Burr and Corey Holcomb the most is because their jokes you can't steal. It's their personal experience and how they feel. Bill Burr always talks about what gets him angry and stuff like that, so we can relate to him. And Corey is just from fucked up Chicago, where there's like abortions in bathroom clinics and stuff like that.
Oh God.
So these are things you can relate to what are funny, but they're their own contained jokes, and we can recognize it if it's stolen. That's why Bill Burr, Corey Holcomb, you can't steal their jokes because it's like it's unique to them and it can't work for anyone else. But Monique, good luck. I hope you get some money.
We're rooting for you.
Just don't go crazy.
Don't settle for anything less than 10 mil.
Do your best.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So qual the next topic?
Next thing. This is a bit more of a solemn topic. We recently lost Fredo Santana to an overdose.
I know of the person. I don't know him in detail, but you can go with this.
Rapper from Chicago, 27 years old. And I mean, lately we've been hearing a lot about, recreational drug use in hip hop or just in media in general. And it's becoming this bigger issue now where it's like lean, opioids, and these type of like really heavy prescription drugs just being a rampant thing in the community.
Percocets. Molly Percocets.
And it's like, I feel like, I don't know how many more artists or even just like people in general, like teens in general, have to overdose and die before we realize like there's a serious issue going on here, I mean, for the most part, yeah, people aren't like doing it on a regular basis, at least not in my circles or around me or around like the young people I know, but it's still something that should be addressed, should be seen. Well, and it's unfortunate because I feel like when it comes to Fredo, like we don't know what he was going through. Like I'm assuming because I don't know the man, that whatever he was going through, he was using drugs to deal with it. And it's a shame that like he needed that path to feel better, and unfortunately it took his life, I've
always said this, like the drug thing has been around for years.
Yeah, it has.
Since the 60s. It's been around for years. There's been a drug problem for years since the 60s. It's been terrible.
Yeah.
But recently, why people are paying attention to it is because now it's getting into the suburbs.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now it's getting into the suburbs.
Well, look, you have, what is it, in Maine, like the huge heroin epidemic that's happening up there. And it's just, like you said, drugs have been around like in the 60s, 70s. Like it's nothing new, but there was a time when drug use wasn't celebrated. It was something that people did privately. They kept it, for the most part, under wraps because they didn't want people to look at them a certain way. Mm-hmm. Whereas now it's like people are celebrating taking Xans and doing lean. And it's like, that to me is what's fucked up. Like we got to get away from that type of mentality and promoting it as if it's like an okay thing, Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what the big issue is. I mean, shit, like, yeah, man, it's unfortunate that...
Just gotta stop rapping about it, get away from it, and, like, stop promoting it. But like I said...
It's unfortunate, man. R.I.P. to Fredo Santana, man.
I hope your family, your family will miss you, but, I hope everything rests easy in your family. Rest in peace, Fredo. I didn't know you that well. I heard of you and a little bit of what you did, but not to that extent. But just for anyone that's listening to this, don't follow rap music, especially recently. Don't follow that lean, Percocets, Molly's, all that nonsense, because you don't know what can happen.
I'll say it a bit more poignantly. Like if you're going through some shit, you got to talk to someone, man. Like there's so many different avenues you could take.
Yeah, don't use drugs.
And especially in like the black community, man. Like there's this stigma against talking to therapists and like actually getting somebody to like listen to what you're going through and have them help you. It's like we got to break away from this mentality that we can't get help.
Well, I know where that stems from, but I can't go into detail with that today. But I know where that thing kind of stems from, where it's like that. But
I just feel like, yeah, we just got to get to a point where it's like we stop looking for an escape from what we're going through and actually dive into what we're going through so we can find actual ways to fix it and improve ourselves, Yeah. And if we can get to that, then I feel like as a community we'll be a lot better off because, like I said, man, you don't want to hear like 27 years old dying from an overdose. It's like
it's crazy.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
That's not the shit the community wants to hear. That's not shit anybody wants to hear, and it's unfortunate for his family and friends. All right. After that sad note, let's go to the saddest note.
The saddest note
ever felt. 30 seconds of Trump.
30 seconds of Trump. That's a segment right now. We're gonna keep that. 30 seconds of Trump.
I don't know why I started this.
It's good. It's good. We'll just actually count it down now. 30 seconds of Trump.
Oh, we don't got to count down. We're gonna shoot the shit. It's 30 seconds. We'll try to keep it within the window.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So we're gonna start off by saying the government has shut down. It's all his fault. Don't let him blame the Democrats because the House, the Senate, it's all Republican run. What else happened with him this week? Oh, apparently he thinks babies being plucked out the womb at 9 months are being aborted.
So think about this, people. 9 months.
Getting taken out the woman's womb.
Getting taken out the woman's womb. What does that equate to?
And he said, we cannot let this continue. Last time I checked, a baby being taken out the womb at 9 months
is born.
Is being born.
This is worse than Bush, and Bush said some stupid stuff.
I cannot make this shit up at all.
He's trying to build a wall. Now he's saying that Mexico won't pay for it. And porn star
Stormy Daniels says Trump made Roethlisberger take care of her, whatever take care means.
The bill comes due. What I said exactly last week about Roethlisberger.
$130K to pay off this porn star to not speak when, unfortunately, she had already spoken years prior. So all they had to do was look for the tape.
I guess they can't take the money away from her now because if they do, that's admitting to guilt.
The conversation came up way before, and they paid her off afterwards, like just in case her name ever came up again, to then not speak about it. But we already knows what's the nose about.
Yep. So
and Roethlisberger, I hope these things happen prior to your marriage, because, buddy,
the bill comes due. Roethlisberger,
you've had a shitty week.
I said it last week with Roethlisberger. The bill comes due.
You lost to the Jags. Then this shit comes out, bro. What's going on?
Dude, I told you, man. I told you what happens. And karma gets him. I said it last week. I think I personally affected that whole situation.
Oh, come on.
My
guy who doesn't believe in the energies of the universe is gonna say your aura did it now?
My aura, yes.
Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic, bro? Pick.
Huh?
Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic?
It's one mic. It's one mic. My aura, my own presence did that.
Yeah, I'm sure, bro.
That forced. I had planetary shift in me, a planetary shift.
Yeah,
where I made all these
Mercury came out of retrograde just in time for you to send your energies off the moon. And
I'm
then
actually
head into Roethlisberger's.
I'm actually on the planet. I'm actually on the planet, so I had that effect. So there you go, Roethlisberger. The bill comes due, and I told you.
All I'm saying, man, Trump,
stop raping.
I'm gonna need you to slow down a bit, bro. Like it's to a point where I stare off into the distance, and I'm just like, why? Like, why do you do this to yourself? But more importantly, why do you do this to us?
Yeah.
Like, it's not funny anymore, man. It's not like. Oh.
Leave Trump. We're done with him. He's just making everyone depressed and tired.
Like, but bro, just stop.
Oh, and if you like laughing at something Trump, there's a show on Comedy Central called The President Show. This guy does an exact.
I can't watch that show.
That show is hilarious.
I just want to punch that guy in the face too.
Because because it's not even parody anymore. It's reality what he's doing. He's emulating what Trump is doing right now. So because that's how ridiculous Trump is, it's too funny. So watch The President Show on Comedy Central. This is not an ad for them. I just think that shows are hilariously funny.
I can't stand that guy.
All right, so we're done. We're done our segment with Trump, everyone. Don't worry.
But since we spoke about Roethlisberger, let's go into the NFL and how it's conference championship weekend. Oh baby! And let me go on the record and say I was 3 for 4 with my picks last week. 3 for 4. The only one I got wrong, Atlanta. They let me down in that 15-10 loss.
Let you down?
Yeah, let me know. I wanted to be 4 for 4.
I mean, Matt Ryan let you down. Like I said, what happened?
I want to be that guy. I want to be just like, yo, I called that shit.
I tell you, Matt Ryan will let you down.
But I will tell you this. I called the Jags.
Huh?
I called the Jags. And you know what? I'm sticking with it.
So you're picking them against the Patriots?
Hey, My pick'em league, I need it.
I guess I'll pick them, mostly because of their defense.
Look, I want to see.
I just want to see Jalen Ramsey talk.
We got 4 teams left. Okay, we got the Patriots versus the Jags, and we got Minnesota versus the Eagles. All right. Now, on one side with the NFC, we know one of those teams that's going in either side. It's a team that's never won a Super Bowl before, right? Then on the other side, Jags have never won. Patriots have won enough so far. Let's get the Jags in there, and then let's get Minnesota in there, and I'm going to be a very happy capper.
Oh,
because I'm going to win me some money.
Yeah, I just want to see. I always want the Jaguars to win because I want to see what Jalen Ramsey's going to have to say at the end of his usual press interview.
I can listen to Jalen Ramsey interviews all day.
This dude is...
King of sass. King of sass.
I was gonna say a word I can't say.
The chirp phenom.
But he's hilariously funny. His interviews are as funny as hell. That interview when he had last year against, I'm not sure who was against.
You tell me. AJ Green.
AJ Green. Yeah.
You saw it. You tell me.
That was hilarious. But you got your ass whooped though by AJ Green though. I don't. You can say whatever you want.
He body slammed. But yeah, like Jalen Ramsey wasn't fighting him back. He was just like, all right, if this is what you're gonna do, it means I got in your head. It's like, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like that's how good Jalen Ramsey is, man. Why do I keep saying Rose? Jalen Ramsey is, man. Like, he's that good, and I want him to be that good against the Patriots, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's hope. They're good.
But we all know it's like the only way to stop the Patriots, you got to stop Gronkowski, man. And look,
I don't think the Patriots ever won a Super Bowl with Gronkowski in the lineup. I think every time they've won, he's been out of the lineup.
Besides when he wasn't in there, no, like the last few times he's won, he was there.
Well, last year he wasn't there. He was injured last season, wasn't he? Yeah, he was injured last season.
I'm quite sure he played.
I don't think he played.
We could check this
out. We'll check it after, yeah. But
I'm quite sure he played in last year's Super Bowl.
But it is what it is. Let's hope we get the Jags winning that game.
I want the Jags, and then, like I said, I want Minnesota. Now, look, I have a few Eagles fans that are friends of mine, and you know, like, look, it's like I told them. It's nothing personal. It's not that I don't like your team. I mean, if they win, I'll root for them. You know, like, good for them. They made it. But my personal bottom line, I need the Vikings to win.
Eagles are the only team in the NFC East that's not won a Super Bowl, so
they're probably due. Number one defense.
They're probably due for it.
To show up and beat the dog shit out of the Eagles. I want it to be stress-free football for me. Skull. Let's go. Come on, Diggs.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't know who's going to win. I think the Eagles may win because they have...
I'm at Case Keenum going to catch a case. That's what's going to happen in that game.
I tell you, Case Keenum he's going to falter eventually.
No.
I did tell you Nick Foles could win you games, but I'm not sure about Case Keenum.
I'm not saying Nick Foles can't win you games. I'm about my bottom line.
Because like Drew Brees, that game against the that was one of the lucky. That was a Tebow-esque throw.
That was
a lucky,
beautiful high point pass.
No, it's just
Diggs reached up and got
the catch. The throw was good.
Look, the throw was all about getting to the sideline, and you know what happened?
Just got lucky.
Poor Marcus Williams, man. He went through it.
He's on suicide watch.
He went through it, man. No, you know what? This is one of those things where it's like you're gonna grow and you're gonna be better as a result, man. Like it's unfortunate because in his position, all you have to do is just wrap him up and try to tackle him in bounds. You know, and that's an unfortunate situation that you go under him because you don't want to take that penalty. But I mean, in that situation, you got to take the penalty.
No, it's not even that. You went under him, you missed, and you took out the quarterback who could have run after him.
You got to go at him. You got to go at him at that point, man. Like you can't let him. You got to take your chances. Like screw it. If they call pass interference or if they call, hitting a defenseless player, screw it. Because you rather them take a chance on the kick and they possibly miss it, than you let them get the catch. And then you whiff completely and let him get the touchdown, which is what happened.
Well, whatever, man. But we know who's going to make it, so let's go. We'll see these last 4 teams on the weekend. So
Let's go Vikings. Let's go Vikings.
By the time you guys hear this anyways, we'll know who won.
Oh, yeah, we're going to know. But I'm telling you, you'll even know from my Twitter and Facebook how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah.
But I need the Patriots to lose, man.
I'm not worried about them.
Like I need them to lose, man.
You need them to lose?
I need them to lose because let's say it's Patriots versus Vikings. I'm not trying to be stressed during the Super Bowl. What? I'm not trying to be stressed. I want it to just end with the Patriots lose, Vikings win, and then they go into the Super Bowl, and I'm just like, all right, I got my cash. I don't watch the Super Bowl. It's a beautiful.
Listen, I don't care. Sunday. My team's not there. I don't care. So I just watch it for everyone in the company, and hopefully, there's a Super Bowl party we go to. Just watch it. But yeah, what's the next topic?
We are going to talk about
the main topic,
the biggest story that came out. Aziz Ansari.
Aziz, I'm sorry.
You better
Maybe.
Look, this is one of those situations where there's just so much happening that you really have to read in between what's going on to understand why this is so fucked up. And not fucked up in a sense where it's like I'm looking down on Aziz, because in this situation I'm not. The only thing I'm really looking down on Aziz for is like he clearly has no game. And it's a shame because, I mean, Aziz, come on.
He didn't get enough pointers from Jean-Ralphio.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, there was an article that came out by an anonymous woman named Grace who talks about her date experience with Aziz Ansari and how it went from a fun little get-together that they had where they noticed they had a few things in common to just a completely disastrous sexual experience that left her feeling torn apart inside. Now, overall, reading the story, the one thing that really stood out to me is how there's a real disconnect in what the two of these people want, mostly because neither one of them is really communicating what they want. Mm-hmm. You know, like when they first meet each other, I think they were at a Golden Globes party and, you know, they noticed that they both have the same type of old-fashioned camera that they're taking pictures with, so that's how they connected, and then they end up like making plans to get together and go on a date, right? So when they get together to go on this first date, you know, one of the first things that Grace makes a mention of is how he orders the wine, like it's a white wine, she prefers red, but she doesn't vocalize it.
Okay.
You know? And it's like, she's also talking about how they're drinking the wine, it's whatever, they're having a little conversation, and Aziz is just like, almost like he's impatient with sticking around at the restaurant, so they're like, boom, let's just go back to my place, which she's down to do, like she does. And overall, it's like you're getting like these little tidbits of she's talking about how good it is, even like how much fun she's having with him, like up to this point, even though like there's little things that are clearly not going the way she wants it to. Mm-hmm. But it's only until they get back to the apartment that like the weird shit happens. You know, like she's sitting on the counter and like he's making out with her while she's on the counter. And then like he's like sticking his fingers in her mouth and then going down on her. And it's just like she's talking about how like it's a weird, uncomfortable feeling, but she's using non-verbal cues to show how she's not feeling really comfortable with it. And like the first time she vocalized she's not comfortable is when she like Aziz is like, I'm gonna get a condom, and then she's like, no, like let's slow down. Which I mean, good. You know, if you're not down to fuck, you're not down to fuck. That's great. But it's like this continuous thing of like it's a weird cat and mouse game that they're playing. Whereas Aziz is clearly here for a sexual situation. I mean, like if you're at a restaurant and you buy a bottle of wine and you leave without even like finishing the bottle of wine or even having food at that point, you're just like, screw it, let's just go back to my place. Like clearly he's trying to get to something.
It's a Trey Songz move.
Oh God.
Trey Songz pulls that.
I'm not gonna.
All right, go on. All right, yeah. So that's exactly what it is. She tried. So basically, when you leave the thing without finishing your meal or your wine, and you go home, it's just basically to have like sex essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you have that going on, and I mean, like everybody knows. Not everybody knows, but like you can always tell when somebody's looking for something. If you don't want that certain something, you should vocalize, you know?
It's true. Yeah.
And like the only thing that really like threw me off about this is how she continually talks about like these non-verbal cues. Even though like when she makes her one verbal cue and he responds to it, they then go back to essentially doing the same thing. And like she talks about how like she's moving around his apartment, you know, trying to get away from him, and he's following her, still sexually pursuing her. and for me, it was like it was weird for me because I'm like, one, like for Aziz, how do you not notice? Like, I never want to be in a sexual situation where I feel like the person I'm trying to be with isn't enjoying it. You know?
I'm more curious about the part where you said she was moving around his apartment and he was like following her.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
like, dude, is he the predator or some shit? Like, can't you leave?
I'm trying to avoid full on reading this whole story because it's quite long.
Like, couldn't you leave? Like, was he like stalking her in his own apartment? Like,
essentially, like that's what.
How does that make sense?
She makes it sound, you know, like she would move from one place to the next, like to try to get away from him. But then there's one point where
this dude is predator.
He's being like sexually aggressive with her, and she's like, "No, like let's just chill, like let's take a beat." And they end up like he's like, "All right, fine." Like he sits on the couch, she sits on the floor in front of him, and she says how like she expected him to like rub her hair or like rub her back to like comfort her.
Okay.
But he ends up like I think tapping her on the shoulder. And then like pointing towards his dick to be like, yeah, give me a blowjob.
Yeah.
And then she does it.
Okay.
So now it's like you're talking about how you're feeling completely uncomfortable with this whole situation. Why are you now giving this guy a blowjob?
Sounds to me she has like Stockholm syndrome or some shit like that.
It's weird. Like it's a
this
weird
makes no
situation.
Sense.
And like, yeah, I'm sorry, people. Like, I'm really trying to paraphrase because, like I said, it's a long article, and I mean, like, if I read it out, like, it's gonna be a while. But it's just I'm trying to like just pinpoint like the main things that happen that are of note. And like I said, like to me, the biggest thing that bugged me about this whole thing when it comes to Aziz's participation in this is just how do you like it felt so like high school teen, you know? Like a horny high school teen who's just like, no, but I really want to fuck. I really want to fuck. I really want to fuck. And it's like, you know, she is completely turned off and uncomfortable with everything every pursuit and every attempt that you're making, but you're still going because you're an idiot high school teen.
Do you think it's desperation or his characters that he's portraying on TV is actually who he is? Because that's from what you're saying, how he acted. That's how he usually acts in his shows and TV shows and stuff like that.
Like, I feel like he probably felt like his lovable feminist character was enough to persuade her into what he wanted, which is a shame because we hear this all the time about like these male feminists who actually use that to get women, you know? And it feels like a lot of people are saying this is the type of situation that a lot of people have experienced where it's like this type of a person, not necessarily forcibly like trying to like not essentially not raping you, like not sexually abusing you, but persuasion, being just a persistent like person trying to persuade you into a situation and just get the most out of you until either you just give in or you essentially say no, like screw this, I'm done, you know? And in this situation, it's a lot of that happening where it's like there's one point where like she's talking about how they were in front of a mirror and like he like bent her over and just like started like thrusting himself on her. And it's just like, dude, like who the fuck does that?
High schoolers.
Like and that's why I was saying like it seems like this dude has no game, bro. Like no game, like, and then on top, like you have no awareness, like no self-awareness of like what you're doing, no awareness of like the person that you're with in this situation because
stardom, but he doesn't know how to use it.
Like it's one of those stories. Like for those of you who haven't read it, like you're gonna read it and you're just gonna be cringing at so many points. Just because it's such an uncomfortable situation. Like I could only imagine like being in that situation, just like. And knowing me, I would have been like, no, like, this is weird. Like, I would have walked away from myself, you know? Like, it's just like, no, I'm being a weirdo right now. Like, fuck, I got to get out of here, you know? Like, what is wrong with me? I need to, like, splash some water in my face.
Well, they were both wrong in this situation. First of all, Aziz, you need to recognize that you have no game and you need to stop what you're doing. Right away. Stop. Just give up. And her, you didn't need to go to the public just because you had a bad date and say he sexually assaulted you.
No, I'm not mad at her.
I would feel first of all, I wouldn't even go say that. Oh, that he sexually assaulted you. I would feel embarrassed.
Like, I would feel embarrassed for him. I have no problem with her coming out with this because the biggest thing about this is just it's another situation that we can learn from, and I feel like we need these type of teachable moments because we need the conversation.
Yeah, we can learn from it, but
like we need more conversations about this, and we have to be willing to hear both, like listen to it both sides, understand it both sides, so that A, we can avoid it more, and B, we can then teach more.
Yeah,
you know?
but you're sacrificing the career now of someone because that's attached to his name now.
But let me just say that I don't feel like this is something that should destroy Aziz, but
it will.
No, it won't, because like I said, like this isn't one of those situations where it's like sexual abuse.
Yeah, it's not Kevin Spacey.
Like, I don't think it's
that's what she
level,
claimed.
You know?
That's what she claimed. That's the thing.
She could claim it, but I really don't feel it's that low. And the reason is because it's like at one point she talks about how like when she was ready to leave, he was like he acknowledges, oh, if it's not fun for you, then it won't be fun for me. Which is like, dude, you should have noticed that like 20 minutes ago. But he's like offering her to get a car so she could leave, because he's just like, yeah, like if you don't want to do this, you don't want to do this. Even though like she's, as she said, like she in her story, I think there was like 2 or 3 key verbal points, like the one where like he asked about the condom and she said no. Another one afterwards, which I can't remember the exact situation. I'm not going to scroll through this whole article because it's just too damn long. And then the third one where she essentially was like, yeah, you know, like I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to leave. But the biggest thing is like after like the next day, she sends him a text saying how like, basically, I was uncomfortable. I want to know everything you did that made me feel uncomfortable so you never do this again. And to me, it's like, you could have said that when you were there. You know, when and it's not like he was like holding her in there and forcing her not to leave. It's like literally when she decided to leave,
she left.
He was like, okay, you can go, you know? And it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, because you should have decided to leave right when you felt uncomfortable and right when you noticed like, okay, you turned down sex and he's still trying to put sex on you, you should have left.
But you see, this is where I come into the idea of where I say they both did wrong and why she shouldn't have come out with this. Because now...
And side note, the Cavs are getting destroyed right now by the Thunder. Just putting that out there.
And no, because what I'm saying is now, yes, okay, theoretically, Aziz Ansari's career is hurt by this, but now the Me Too movement and all like those other kind of movements now, they're hurt by it because now it's like, oh, look at this woman now talking about this high profile person because she had a bad date. So now people are going to be like, oh, you're just over exaggerating something again. And it's not going to bring legitimacy to the Me Too thing, which does have
that's the one thing I hope people don't do.
But they're going to do it.
And yeah,
if I thought about it,
people do it. But that's the thing, like, people are going to do it. And I really hope, like, for people listening, if you have done it, please stop, because the biggest thing about the Me Too is about bringing these stories to the light so that we can get a better understanding of just being better with people that we're with, you know, and understanding, like, being able to be self-aware. Like, that's the biggest thing. This is the whole situation of self-awareness, where if Aziz was a bit more self-aware of what he was doing and being more aware of how she felt, he could have handled himself better and we could have avoided this. Whereas even for her, if she was, I feel a bit more self-aware of, like, just being more concrete on what she wanted and what she wouldn't accept. And then, like, because I feel like the one thing for her too is, like, because of her first meeting with Aziz, where, like, they had this kind of like, you know, you have those, like, surreal moments where you have a connection with someone and you know, like, there's something there that's good. I feel like she felt like she could have ultimately gone back to that type of feeling where it was, like, the cool, fun guy who was, like, really nice and charming to me. At a certain point in this night, if I just tell him, look, this isn't what I want, let's slow it down, he'll be that person again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I get, like, her sense of, you know, maybe trying to almost give Aziz a chance to be that person and then saying, all right, screw it. Like, if you're not going to be that person, I'm going to go. I just feel like I would have encouraged anybody who read this story, and if you know you find yourself in something that happens like this that's a bit more similar, the first chance you get to leave, just leave.
Get out. It's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the hassle. Any chance, just get out of that type of situation. Don't put yourself in that situation either. It's too much, man.
It's like we gotta, and like I said, it's a self-awareness thing, and it's a teachable moment. It's just one of those things where it's like, you just gotta be able to, like, as much as, like, yeah, you gotta respect nonverbal cues. You gotta be aware of nonverbal cues. I mean, not everybody's gonna read them, but at a certain point, man, like, just use your words.
This is why we need to bring back Keys to the VIP. Just use your words.
That is not the best example.
Just use your words. Use your words.
No.
I'm not talking about picking up girls and stuff. Like, people have to people in general have to
is key.
Communication. That's what I'm trying to say. People need to learn how to speak to girls again, speak to guys again.
Well, speak to people in
anyone.
general.
Speak to anyone. You need to get off Tinder and all this stuff. Even though I say in one of the previous episodes I used it, not Tinder, but Plenty of Fish and all that kind of stuff. But what I prefer is you need to speak to have a conversation with people. Like you could see with Aziz, he was getting uncomfortable at the dinner thing, didn't even finish this wine and stuff. That means he didn't want to be in that situation where he could talk to the person, get to know them.
It wasn't that he was uncomfortable. It's more like the day was just a setup for him to get her back to his place. Like that was it. And I mean, like, essentially that's what he did. Yeah, come out, like we'll meet at this restaurant, we'll have a quick drink, and then boom, I want to get you back home because I want to bang you. And like that's what it was. And I feel like if he had just communicated what he wanted,
that's the thing. He didn't want to communicate. That's the thing. He doesn't. He just wants this, and that, and done. Not talk. There's foreplay. There's talking. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into.
Dude, let's talk about this for like now. I'm gonna get a bit more into the jokes of this because Aziz, why are you putting a woman on a counter? You're like 5'0" nothing. Bro.
Oh god.
like you put her on a counter, and then what's the sticking your fingers in her mouth like every time you're making out with her or like trying to go down on her and shit like that? Dude, that shit's weird. That shit's fucking weird, man. Like, you thought that shit's hot?
Hey, he's from where is he descended from again?
He's from South Carolina.
Huh? His family though. He's not. Well,
he's from South Carolina.
He's from South Carolina. Maybe he was just using some ancient techniques that came about him.
No, we're not going to do that here. We're not going to do that here. We're not going to do that.
I'm just doing jokes, man. No, I don't mean any of this stuff.
We are not going to do that.
I don't mean any of this stuff.
I am not going to.
Relax.
Bring in a whole community of people.
I'm just joking with y'all.
V-shaped finger suckers.
All I'm trying to say is that, Aziz, you need to hang out with Jean-Raphael. Get that game back up, because even him, he was like, from what you see his character on TV, like what you're saying, and what he was acting like, he was acting the same way he was on TV. It just seemed like a parody. He was parodying himself.
It was sad, man.
And Aziz, man, if you need a self-help book, I'm willing to write one for the right price for you. Just less
is more, Aziz. Less is more. Okay.
Sure. Stop making it too complicated.
Like, on top of it, dude, you're Aziz Ansari.
You're known.
Because of who you are, all you have to do is be a respectable human being. And more often than not, you will get what you want. You don't got to be with the trickery, man. Just be upfront. Say what you want. Guaranteed, if you had said, yeah, I just want to have a quick bang, most likely she would have been down for a quick bang.
And she said no, that's it, no.
And if she said no,
get away from it. That's it.
Screw it. No quick bang. We can still be friends. We got the camera. Like, come on. You got to be aware of what is going on around you, man.
Aziz, I'm praying for you. I hope everything goes out well for you. I know your career didn't deserve that hit, but you kind of brought it on yourself when that game wasn't going nowhere. So you need to stop that. And for that woman, you a lousy bitch.
Oh, come on.
Not a lousy bitch. Not for what happened to you, but for what you did. Like, don't bring in that whole Me Too thing and say you were sexually assault when that was just a bad date you had. Because a lot of people go through that too, and you just brought in a whole movement, and you made the movement less relevant because of what you did, because you brought it in.
Yo, the Cavs.
That's the only reason.
Blew out. Sorry to switch it up, but dude, 148 to 127. These guys just got blown out, bro.
The Cavs look just like LeBron's hairline, faded.
Yo, they the team, bro.
This is a side note.
I can't even make hairline jokes. My hairline trash.
LeBron's hair is faded. You could see through it. You could see through his hair. That's how bad it is. It's
Yo, Cavs better find some defense, man. They better buy it on eBay.
All right, so we'll go to. We're finished with Aziz. What's the our last thing? I guess we could talk about. What made you mad this week?
Oh, what made me mad? Look,
what disturbed you this week?
I won't say it disturbed me. It really just it grinded my gears a bit. For those of you who've been paying attention to this Larry Nassar trial that's been going on, this guy who was part of the U.S. Olympics gymnastic team, he was a doctor, and how he essentially used his practice to sexually assault a lot of women, some of them underage women as well, and just what's been going on now, like through the trial, like he essentially has to sit there and listen to the testimonies of the women who
he assaulted.
And, it was going over the course of 4 days where he would sit at the bench, women would come up to the podium, and they would just have their account of what happened, how he made them feel, and this is just essentially a part of his punishment. And he had the nerve to basically write a letter saying how he felt the judge was using this for publicity, how he didn't want cameras in the room because he feels like it's just become a sideshow at this point, and him having to sit on the bench and look these women in the eyes is too much for him.
Do you feel...
When I hear him say all this shit, the only thing I could think of is, you fucking piece of shit. For years, you've been sexually assaulting these women athletes, and you have the audacity to say it's too hard for you to listen to their accounts of what you did to them. You can't sit there for 4 days and take it after the years of what you did to some of these women. You have the audacity to say some shit like that. That is the sign of how weak, disgusting, deplorable you are of a human being.
Is one of the deplorables?
Dude, if he's one of those people that I just feel like, I rarely wish ill on people. But he's one of those people that if something happened to him, fuck you. You deserve it.
I think I have like 4 of those people in my life.
Fuck you. You deserve it. After the years and the torment that you put these people through, you have the nerve to say you can't sit there and listen to what you did to them.
I think it's hilarious because he's listening to them testify against him, and he's going to jail. So
the sentence has already been passed. This is just part of it.
He's getting shamed. He's getting shamed.
He's done.
He's getting publicly shamed, and he's going to jail.
He's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's done. But for you to seriously say you can't sit there and listen to the things you did, yeah, it's because you were a disgusting piece of shit, and you deserve to hear everything.
You know why he doesn't like it? And I'm going to be a little funny here. No one take this seriously. I think he's hearing stuff because he's going to jail, and these are what stuff that might happen to him now.
Yeah, man. If it does, it does.
Is Booty Warrior out from jail?
If it does, it does.
Is Booty Warrior out from jail?
Hey, man. Universe works in mysterious ways.
Hey,
Karma's a bitch.
It's not even that. I told you the bill comes due. Roethlisberger, the bill comes due. I told you I said it last week. Something was gonna happen to him, and it happened. It's starting already.
That's like I said. That generally made me mad because it's one of those things where, you think of somebody for years could be this horrible of a human being, and then when all they have to do is literally eat their crow. Like, you did what you did, now this is your punishment for it. This isn't even the worst of it, and already you want leniency? You want us to sympathize for you after what you did to these women? No. You don't deserve.
You're going to jail.
You don't deserve. And I hope every single woman says every single disgusting, harsh detail of what you did, doesn't mince a word, doesn't skip a beat. Look every one of them in the eye, you sad excuse of a man, and understand everything that you will have from this point on, you earned it. You earned your punishment. You earned the fact that nobody respects you. Nobody sees you as a superior. You are disgusting, you're nothing, and you earned that. That's what made me mad this week.
All right, so you got Matthew's what made him mad. That's good. That's a good one, man.
Anything make you mad this week?
A couple things, more on the personal note. But if I do say something, it's gonna people. I don't want to say it personally. And
hey, man, if it hits too close to home, I say
I can leave it for another time.
Keep it in the chamber.
There are plenty of things in the world that gets me angry, so I'm sure something will come up eventually. So I'm not really too angry about anything right now. That's can make me go off. The moment when I could give everyone a cue when I'm really angry is you're gonna hear it in my voice where I'm like completely serious. The episode where I don't tell a joke, that's where I have something to say.
We'll postpone the podcast.
No, we won't postpone the podcast. When I have no jokes, that's about when I have something funny to say, but nothing in particular right now. All right, man. So
also shout out the Habs for winning last night. You did something right.
Whatever.
Even though we're supposed to be tanking.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess that's another.
I feel like ending on that stress relieving note is a good way to cap off this week's episode.
That's right, man. Anything you're doing this week?
This week is dedicated to me, myself, and I, because I feel like I need it.
Okay.
I deserve. Like I said last week, I was feeling a bit sick, so like this week now I'm feeling a bit healthy and the weather's looking a bit nice. I'm just looking to possibly go to a few shows, enjoy myself, meet up with a few friends that I haven't seen in a while, just have a good time, just enjoy myself. It's winter. I've been inside cooped up all day, like every day, besides going to work. Like, I'm gonna try to step outside and breathe some fresh air. And if I can pull myself away from Players Unknown.
I'll download it for PC. If we can play PC and Xbox, I'll play it.
If we can, bro.
I'll download it and see. I'll try it.
Game is so fun. If you guys at home, if you have a Xbox or if you got a strong enough PC, I suggest getting yourself Players Unknown Battlegrounds. That game is fun.
Try it out.
So fun. You're gonna hate it at first because you're gonna be trying to get used to it. Like the very first time I played, ran into a building, tried to get some supplies, opened the front door, and a dude was standing there with a shotgun and popped me. I was like, welcome to the game, buddy.
Cool. For this week, just work more than anything. I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, work.
Nothing particular. I am going to be working on the website to get that back up and running for everyone.
It done, Jason. I'm tired of your excuses, of your shit.
I haven't made any excuses.
Get it done. Get done.
Trust me, when everyone sees this website, I'm like, I want him to do this again for me. I'm like, listen, you're going to have to pay me for that.
Yeah, shout out our boy Danny, who's been putting in so much work, man.
Danny, let me tell you, Danny has helped us out a lot. He created our logo for the podcast that we have here. He's helped me a lot with the original website. He's going to help me a lot with this website that we're rebranding, redoing everything new for it. And if you guys have a chance, go to nightengine.com. So it's that's his website where they really deal in the EDM crowd. Not my personal take of everything.
But the man's work speaks for itself.
His work speaks for itself. They're doing great things. So go to www.nightengine.com. So it's not like, typical engine. All right, yeah. All right, so everyone, if you can, this will help him out a lot too. And they do clothing, EDM type of clothing, any type of clothing, and they really deal heavily in the Night Engine crowd. Well, let me say Night Engine, the EDM crowd. So if you're a big fan of EDM, that type of music, the best place you can go to. So you can go to Night Engine on Facebook. So it's NIGHTENJIN. Or you can go to their website, which is nightengine.com, www.nightengine.com. And just check it out. If you like EDM, that's your type of music, go ahead. They have some good stuff going on right now, and they're always doing big things. They have ship parties and stuff like that, like boat parties. And they know a lot of artists in the EDM crowd. They do a lot of live shows, so like streaming through Facebook Live or Instagram Live. So yeah, if you guys can support Danny, he's helped us out a lot, and now probably have him on one of these days when we can have a chance, so he can talk about what he's been up to and what he's doing.
Yeah, when he's in town.
And well, he hasn't been in town like 20-something years. We used to go to school together over here. He left, and he hasn't come back since. Best decision he ever made, he said.
I don't blame him.
No, we always kept in touch though through Facebook.
Can't even
and
get
that stuff.
Amazon headquarters over here, fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the one thing we could have brought up, but we forgot to bring up. Let's bring that up real quick. Yes, Montreal's out of the running for bringing Amazon headquarters.
Wanna know why?
High tax in French.
Quebec laws.
Yeah, Quebec laws. We have laws here where everything has to be in French, and we have high taxes too, so no one wants to deal with that. So that's why Toronto.
Business out since the 60s.
That's what I'm telling you. Most likely, Toronto's going to get it. I think Toronto is going to get it.
They're most likely going to get it.
So that's another loss for Montreal. We've been losing since the 1960s. What's another loss?
I wanted to work in Amazon so bad.
Yeah, there is a sorting place over here, but I don't know exactly. But
I want the real deal.
You want the head office thing. But yeah, thank you everyone for the support. So like I said, I'm working on the website, work,
Work.
Have a couple of stuff in the pipeline for interviews we have coming up in the next month. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you, like I said before, if anyone in Montreal that wants to promote something positive, something that, you know, you feel needs an extra push,
in work in this city,
we will support you.
Damn right.
We will support you fully. So that's my piece.
We're all about pushing each other forward, man.
That's right.
2018, we got to hit the ground running, baby.
Oh, and if we also have some online people that's probably not in Montreal, anywhere in the States, if you guys want to guest, don't hesitate. I could link us up. We could do an interview through Skype, through anything, like whatever you guys want to do. Because I saw a lot of people have been like interested, like, oh, you guys sound really good. Maybe we could guest star on this. I'm like, hey, if you want to guest star, cool.
We're vetting everyone. I don't.
What? No one.
You don't like people much? No, I'm playing, bro.
All right, everyone. That's it. So we will see you all next week. And
style. Gotta let them know how they can reach us. You know.
Oh yeah.
As always, you can find us on Facebook. Don't Be Mad Podcast. On Twitter, same thing. Don't Be Mad Pod. You can find us on Instagram. Don't Be Mad Pod.
Same thing.
And where else? The email, is it still a good one?
Yeah, the email's still good. You can still reach it through email. Don't be mad at theconnect.ca.
You know, good to go. Obviously, we can't tell you the website, so...
The website's still going to be called theconnect.ca. When you go on it, it's going to tell you it's under construction. But once it's open, you will see the noticeable difference. Trust me.
Like, I always plead to you, you know, do a little lobbying, you know, share us.
Subscribe,
like us,
rate us on iTunes.
Us, you know, tell your friend. Tell your enemies. Yeah. Tell your mommy. Tell your doggy. You know, tell everyone.
We're on TuneIn, Stitcher.
You know, best thing to do, just grab your friend's phone and just subscribe for them.
That would be nice.
Just let them know what they're missing by just subscribing it for them. So then they could be like, you know what? Yeah, man, this is a good podcast. I don't know how it got on my phone, but I like that it's on my phone. You know, they're just like pleasantly surprised with the weekly updates.
Yeah, so like we're on iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, iTunes, everything that you can listen to podcasts to, we're on it.
Except for SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud, because we're not sure if SoundCloud's going to die or not. So, we don't know.
We're on the ones that matter.
Yeah, so we're seeing. If SoundCloud survives somehow past a couple months, then okay.
We'll consider it.
Yeah. All right, so you can reach me at on Twitter and Instagram, JJNBA. Just look for those two and you'll be able to find me.
You can find me on Twitter at LeftyLucky_. Don't worry about the other socials.
You don't know I'm finding you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Don't worry about the other socials.
They're gonna look now.
You can find me on Twitter, baby. You find me on Twitter, then you can shoot the DM and then ask for the other socials. And depending on how good you look, maybe I'll shoot you the real one.
This dude has a vetting process. Jesus.
I vet everything now. I vet everything about that life.
He's one of those...
I vet my grapes before I put them in my mouth, okay? Come on now. Vet.
All right, folks. So have a great week.
Thank you all for listening.
We appreciate it, and we will see you all next week.
Do us all a favor. Don't be mad this week. Peace.
Peace.